Well, hello everybody. Once again, this is Angela with Real Life Access. It is my mission to teach businesses how to be accessible. But I find that in order to do that, I often have to teach about disability. And in order to do that, I have to counteract some of the myths surrounding disability. So these next, I think it's going to be end up being 7 videos, are going to be the official Real Life Access myth busting series. Um, I've identified 6 myths that are prominent. We hear them all the time. And this is going to be an overview. Um, I'm going to quickly define all the myths, but the next few videos are going to be taking deep dives on each one. Because they came from somewhere. And my goal for this series really is to bridge the gap between people with disabilities and businesses so that we can more effectively advocate for accessibility. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain the myth and what it looks like. And then I'm going to explain what it is based on because all myths are based on something. So basically, I'm going to explain where the people are coming from that perpetuate these myths. And then I'm going to give you some home truths about the myths. And then I'm going to tell you what to do instead. So instead of saying, oh my God, you're so amazing, I don't know how you can do these things, take a step back and approach with curiosity. Okay, so the myths. The first myth I'm going to talk about is the incapability myth, which is basically the assumption that we're less capable than we actually are. The second myth is sort of the opposite, or it's the next step in the process, really. It's the you're so amazing myth. So they realize what we're capable of, but they're overly amazed by it. The next myth is the depression myth, which is really the belief that people with disabilities are depressed about having their disabilities. Any depression or anger we exhibit, well, it must be because you're blind, Angela. The fourth myth I'm going to cover is the charity myth, which is the belief that people with disabilities automatically need charity or extra help. The fifth is the virtuosity myth. It's the belief that people with disabilities are somehow morally superior. Like Mary in the Little House books. Remember her? I don't think she ever did a naughty thing in her life, and frankly, I wish she had. And the last myth I'm going to discuss is the disability is punishment myth, which is basically the myth that if somebody has a disability, it is the punishment of either them or somebody else or society. And I'm going to give you fair warning about this video. Keep it away from kids and coworkers because I'm going to get a little real raw and angry, and there might be some cussing in that video. So those are the myths. Are there any that I'm forgetting? Leave them in the comments or drop me an email. That concludes the intro. Next video in the series, we're going to take a deep dive on the incapability myth.